But first, if you want more evidence that America dodged a bullet last November by electing Donald Trump, well, look no further than the man who wanted to be Vice President, Tim Walz. Now, before we get to him, I've got to explain Trump derangement syndrome to you because it's so bad, people are firebombing Tesla dealerships and vandalising Teslas because Tesla founder Elon Musk worked for Donald Trump. The violence and the vandalism has put great pressure on sales and pushed the Tesla stock price down. Now, you would think that politicians of all stripes would come out and condemn this domestic terrorism. But on the left, they're actually encouraging it. None more so than the man who was Kamala Harris's running mate. He wanted to be Vice President, Tim Walz. Now, this is a man who just 6 months ago was campaigning on bringing joy and unity to America. Here he is speaking last night.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
Would have made a terrible VP and makes a terrible stand-up comedian. But here's a man who wanted to be Vice President of America, barracking for the failure of American manufacturers, in this case Tesla, who employ more than 120,000 people. What happened to we're all Americans? But it's even more ridiculous than that. This guy is the governor of Minnesota, and the state of Minnesota has 1.8 million shares in Tesla, ostensibly to fund aged pensions. Here's CNN pointing out that anomaly.
I'm talking about Tim Walz and his comments about the Tesla stock. He says it gives him a boost to see that stock going down.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state. It's beyond stupid what he did. He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in his state. I mean, that's their investment fund. Point, what a bozo.
The Minnesota Tesla State Board of Investment, they have 1.6 million shares in Tesla in their retirement fund, 211,000 shares in a non-retirement fund. It's a relatively small amount, but that's one company, one single stock, and that's because Tesla is a huge part of the tech growth.
The man who wanted to be Vice President, the governor of Minnesota, is literally cheering as his constituents' pension accounts devalue. Elon Musk had the last laugh, though. In response to Tim Walz tweeting, "If you need a little boost, look at Tesla stock," Musk tweeted in return, "Sometimes when I need a little boost, I look at the J.D. Vance portrait in the White House," J.D. Vance being the Vice President, "and I thank the Lord," Elon Musk said. Liz, could you believe this guy? I mean, no wonder the Democrats are polling at, 29%. It's surprising they're getting that much support when they are this divisive.
Am I surprised? No, not at all. This is just more of the same. What I couldn't get about that clip was how much he was coming across as a stand-up comedian, like literally just walking up and down the stage. I was like, this guy does stand-up. All of a sudden, so much makes sense. All that time, he was taking the mick. But what makes this even worse is he is the chair of the SBI in the state of Minnesota. As the governor, you chair the SBI, and he didn't know? This guy didn't even know that they had shares, much less that many, in Tesla. But what we're seeing happen here is extremely insidious because despite being the richest man in the world, 60% of Elon Musk's wealth is tied up in Tesla. So he's seen that take a nosedive in recent times. I mean, his estimated net worth has plunged from $486 billion, oh, how sad, to $330 billion. Oh, I mean, what a catastrophe.
Get by?
Still the richest man in the world.
Thank God for the McDonald's loose change menu.
Indeed. But they know if they can keep this up for long enough, it was already struggling prior to Tesla coming under attack in a very real way by these domestic terrorists. If they can keep this up for long enough, they genuinely are targeting the apple of Elon's eye and indeed his wealth.
Yeah, look, I've said for, year or two now that Tesla will actually suffer, because the whole point of buying an EV, especially a Tesla, is that you are essentially virtue signalling to the rest of the automotive community that you're a right-on guy, that this is what you believe in, that these are your values, and that's all well and good. People buy cars that, you know, that say something about them. And suddenly when Elon sort of goes like a sort of pantomime villain with a sort of curly moustache goes, "Aha! I'm a Republican now. Now I'm a Trump supporter," everyone's just, "Oh," and you know. Like Waltz makes a point that, you know, there will be people who are desperately trying to, you know, use dental floss to pull the badges, the Tesla badges, off their cars. And I think it is, I picked it ages ago. I knew it was going to happen. It is happening. I'm not surprised it was happening. But this is the thing that actually gets my goat. When you lose, like Kamala Harris and Tim Waltz just lost, you don't get to make the jokes. You don't get to flex. You don't get to say, "Oh, yeah, we lost control of the biggest country in the entire universe. We lost control of leadership of the free world. Oh, your Tesla stocks are going down. Sucks to be you." Like, that is just the most demented kind of form of... And I've seen politicians here, you know, trying to do hot takes on Twitter in the same way. It's like, shut up and try to win the next election, because otherwise it's like that great line off The Simpsons, and The Simpsons has a great line for everything, obviously, where Springfield is teasing Shelbyville. He goes, Shelbyville sucks. That's why we beat them at baseball almost half the time. And it's like, you lost.
The thing that strikes me about the Democrats is the absolute lack of humility. Having lost the election, and they lost it badly, you'd think you'd sit back and think, OK, where did we go wrong? Where did we miss it? What can we learn? But they've done none of that. They've just doubled down.
It's a lack of understanding, more
and
so.
For Tim Waltz to criticise yesterday, it was the same day that Elon Musk rescued 2 astronauts who'd been left in space for months, forgotten by the Biden administration. So you talk about flexing. I mean, it's inappropriate to flex when you lost, but if you're going to, don't flex against Elon Musk on the very day that he mops up the Biden mess in outer space.
Indeed. My favourite quote from this meeting that Tim was talking about was, and I quote, "I'm not a vindictive person or anything, but I take great pleasure in the fact that this guy's life is about to get very, very difficult." That is the definition of vindictiveness. If you are taking pleasure in somebody else's pain because they have more than one up on you.